Welcome everyone to the first La Liga zone of 2020. I'm Jimmy Conrad, and after a 2-week break in the action, this weekend marked the return of the best league in the world, which showed us which clubs and players took advantage of this extra rest during the holidays, and which ones maybe ate a little too many calories. Yum, 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 yum. So let's do this. My top stories and best goals and saves from this weekend, as well as my man in fuego, are coming up right now. And now here are the best stories from this weekend in La Liga Santander, presented by Sling TV. And first up has to be the two clubs in Madrid, Real and Atletico, who were in second and third in the table respectively before the weekend started, both gaining points on league leaders and defending league champions Barcelona, after Barca could only get a 2-2 draw with the last place team in the league, Espanyol, in the Catalan derby. Yes, Real Madrid did the business away from home 3-0 against a very good Getafe team who'd only lost one league game at home all season. And Madrid did it with goals from some unlikely players, like Rafael Varane, their trusty center back who rarely scores. He had two, even though we could argue the first one kind of rolled off the back of the goalkeeper. But still, 2 goals is 2 goals, and as a former center back, I have nothing but respect for that. And then Luka Modric got one as well, which, okay, fine. He scores every once in a while, but not on a 2-versus-1 breakaway where Madrid's other holding midfielder, Fede Valverde, is the guy that's passing it to him. I mean, where did all the attacking players for Madrid go? I don't know. Though it was pretty cool to see that all go down. And not that it matters, right? Because this was a very good performance by a team in peak form. And then with Atleti, they ended up being on the right side of 3 goals being scored in 5 minutes in their game against Levante, as their number 10, the red-hot Angel Correa, who moved from super sub to starter in this one, well, he rewarded manager Diego Simeone's faith in him by scoring the opening goal before Atleti center back Felipe scored his first ever La Liga goal, which ended up as the game winner in Atleti's massive 2-1 win, which helped the club win 4 straight league games for the first time this season, and it helps keep them only 5 points off the top of the table. And speaking of the top of the table, it's time to discuss Barcelona, because after a slow start to the first half of their local derby against Espanyol, they put in Arturo Vidal at halftime, and his energy made a big difference, which included him scoring a powerful header at the back post off a cheeky pass from Luis Suarez, which gave Barca the 2-1 lead. But it was a lead that they could not hold on to, as the relentless Espanyol, who kept pushing and pushing until the very end, got a goal from super sub Wu Lei in the 88th minute to earn a share of the spoils in their very exciting 2-2 draw. And then finally, I want to give some love to the 2 La Liga clubs that start with V, Valencia and Villarreal, because after both clubs endured very slow starts to the season, Valencia have quietly only lost 1 league game in the last 2.5 months, which includes their 1-0 win over Eibar this weekend, and it puts them in 6th, only 4 points from the top 4. While Villarreal took down one of the best clubs of the first half of the season, Real Sociedad, away from home 2-1, with the game winner being scored by none other than club legend Santi Cazorla, which gives the Yellow Submarine their 3rd straight league win and puts them in 9th, only 3 points behind Valencia. So it looks like their fear of getting relegated is potentially over, assuming they can play at this current form, which is great news because this Villarreal team has so much talent. Anyway, that wraps up the top stories about your favorite league in the world, but as a reminder, make sure you do not miss a second of La Liga Santander action this season by tuning in live to Sling TV every weekend, because Sling TV is the official partner of La Liga in North America. And now it's time for my favorite part of the whole week. It's my top 3 goals from this past weekend in La Liga Santander. And you're going to notice a theme with these 3 because I am in love with the passing that set up each one. So with this theme in your mind, let's start with Celta's Santi Mina at number 3, because he does extremely well here to put it between the goalkeeper's legs after a great run and then tap it in. However, this ball from his teammate, Joseph Aidoo, is ridiculous. The vision, the weight of the pass, the anticipation of how he's going to see it all go down, it is absolutely superb, so inject it into my veins. And then at number 2, it's Barcelona's Arturo Vidal, who slammed home this alley-oop at the back post against Espanyol with perfect heading technique. But for me, the outside of the foot pass by his teammate Luis Suarez is what makes this goal special, because Suarez picks up the ball in the box under a great deal of pressure, remains calm, and then drops a ridiculous dime right on Vidal's head, which proves yet again why Suarez is one of the best strikers in the world. And finally at number 1, I'm going with Angel Correa from Atletico Madrid, because his cool and composed first-time finish off a sublime first-time cross from Trippier is what goal-scoring dreams are made of. Now Thomas Partey starts the action with a great ball into space for Trippier, who makes a well-timed run before he smartly picks out Correa with a super clean cross. I mean, this is the beautiful game at its most beautiful. I'm going to be honest, there's not a day that doesn't go by when I don't want to give some love to the goalkeepers for all of the underappreciated work that they do for their teams. So let's get to my top 3 saves of the week in La Liga Santander, starting at number 3 with Real Madrid's Thibaut Courtois, who made 2 world-class saves in the first half against Getafe to help preserve the clean sheet, which is his league-leading 9th clean sheet of the season. Now the big question is, which one of these 2 saves is better? I'm going with the first one. And then at number 2, it's Atletico Madrid's Jan Oblak, who used his big paw to come up with this ridiculous reaction save in the final minutes of Atleti's game against Levante, which helped Los Rojiblancos secure all 3 very valuable points in their 2-1 win. What a hero. And finally at number 1, I'm going with Real Valladolid's Jordi Masip, because sure, the save he makes on Leganes' Martin Braithwaite is pretty standard, right? He gets low while making himself as big as possible, but it's the timing of the save that matters, because if Braithwaite, who does extremely well here to skip past everyone by the way, if he scores here, then it's 3-1 Leganes with 30 minutes to go, but since he doesn't, it gives Valladolid a chance to get back in it, and they scored with 10 minutes left, and the game ended 2-2, which ends up making this save even more important. So way to go, Jordi. So like every week, it wasn't easy to choose my real MVP from match day 19, which is the halfway point of the La Liga Santander season, because, as per usual, there were so many world-class performances to choose from. But since he became the first Chinese player to ever score against Barcelona, which made his country very, very proud, as they should be, I'm going with Espanyol's Wu Lei, who came into the Catalan derby as a sub in the 74th minute for new Espanyol manager Abelardo, who used to play for Barcelona, by the way. And 14 minutes later, he scored the game-tying goal against the defending league champions in what might be Espanyol's best performance of the season. So congrats to the other club in the city of Barcelona and my man in fuego for this week, Wu Lei. Hopefully they can build on this momentum. Anyway, that is it. That is all I got for La Liga Zone for this week. But thank you for watching as always, and enjoy the upcoming games this weekend, especially Real Madrid versus Sevilla, because that is probably my favorite fixture. And I'll see you next week. Un abrazo.